good Friday night? How was your own That was an exhibition game.
Really enjoyed my trip to Nebraska.
Air Force decent.
Well, anybody see any good movies lately?
No,
Not
really, no.
Well, read any good books?
No.
No. Anything new with corn?
Oh, yeah. Corn. Oh, yeah. You corn, yeah.
Corn is always...
Come a-running, boys, don't you hear the noise? Like the thunder in the sky, how it rolls along in a good old song from the sons of Nebraska. Now it's coming near, where the horizon will sweep all foes away. With all our fin, we're on the win, and we're on to win. In the day.
What's up, everybody? I'm Matt.
I'm Jimmy.
We are Two Average Guys. Welcome back. All right. We won.
Yeah.
It was kind of a rough showing, but we
Kinda.
won. What were your overall? Give me your impression of the game.
You know, I was pretty frustrated yesterday afternoon, last night. I did have to go back this morning. Well, last night and again this morning. And just kind of watch the main highlights over from the beginning. Just couldn't really get anything going on offense. I mean, well, the first drive was great. I mean,
yeah.
They get the ball, we get a sack, we get the ball going, boom, score, block punt, touchdown. It's 14-0. I'm like, wow, we're gonna roll them up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we took the bye week to correct some things and kind of get things going again. And then we just dropped off the map. I mean, everybody's been, you've seen it, right? All the top quarterbacks of college football,
yeah.
and Dylan Roll is not on that list. Yeah. I mean, on very few lists.
Yeah.
Going into yesterday, and that was really kind of pissing me off. The stats, and like, wow, we're going to completion percentage, whatever. But he did not have a very good day yesterday.
No.
And he wasn't helped out by the O-line, don't get me wrong. But I text you guys, I text everybody, I think, yesterday saying we just need to put Latif in. Like, you could see times when Dylan could have ran, or, in that spot, a person like Latif could have ran and just torched him.
Yep.
But Dylan held it, or, tried to step up and got sacked. Michigan State was, all I heard was their secondary sucked, we're going to be able to throw on them, and they get no pass rush.
Yep.
Got sack. We couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah.
I was very frustrated. Going back and watching that, weren't maybe bad as I thought we were. We were pretty good on defense. And really the turning point was 3rd and 10, a few minutes left in the third quarter, the long pass to Barney, and then it was like got back on track again. I don't know what happened in the second and third quarter, but I guess I don't know. My main takeaway is we didn't look that great, but we figured out a way to win the game in years past. We probably would have lost that one too. Yeah. I mean, once they took the lead, I mean, it was
100%.
over.
And I think that maybe is the biggest takeaway as Husker fans is we need to look at. Yes, there were a lot of things that didn't go well yesterday, Big Ten football, it's hard to win in the Big Ten.
It is.
It is hard to win, no matter. And the wind, I think, played a
Oh,
bigger role.
I guess that would be my biggest takeaway. It played a bigger role than I thought it would.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the flag. The flagger was going nuts. But
You see the referee's pants just blowing in the wind.
So, Joel mentioned here, like, we got to figure out how to get receivers open downfield. I think the biggest problem with yesterday, with the wind, it's not downfield. It's how do we get crossing routes and short out passes. You don't have to
Which is
throw-
what we've been doing this year.
Yeah, you don't have to
so
do
it's
12,
kind of weird.
15,
That's why I
18
didn't
yards. Give us
about
5,
that
6
here.
yards on a first down, 4 or 5 yards on a first down, and use your tight ends. We didn't use our tight ends yesterday.
We did in the first drive.
Well, yeah, but then in a game like that where you have the wind going crazy, you have to rely on the short passes and get your guards and your tackles to pull and get the blockers out front. Get a fullback in there, get some blockers, but we didn't do that.
Case in point, the Hunter touchdown. Going back and rewatching.
Justin Evans,
Pancakes. Goes out and just blows the guy up, and he's gone.
Yep.
One shoe and all.
That was the ceiling block. I mean, that was it. And that's, I said.
And he didn't have his best game either.
No,
I'm talking about Evans.
Yeah, well, and what an idiot. I mean, you punch a guy in the face right in front of the ref. He's lucky he didn't get ejected from
I know.
the game, let alone benched by his coaching staff, because that was, I mean, the guy's already holding you. If you want to let him go, chop his arm. He did that. But then you got him in the face when the ref is right there. Like, what do you expect to happen?
That was so dumb.
You can't do that. And so, Pritchett had a horrible game, too, by the way. That guy.
I think we should have stuck with our O-line. I think they just needed, and maybe that was the wake-up call they needed. Like, hey, let's filter it back to what we had.
Yeah, I don't know what we paid Pritchett, but we're not getting our money's worth from that
No.
guy. Maybe that's the reason why I wasn't at Bama anymore. But again, it's hard to win in the Big Ten, and we won.
It's hard to, I mean, and they're both ahead of us in the rankings.
Yeah,
Even though none of us are ranked, they
Yeah.
both got dropped out. But
I did see yesterday that someone said, "Hey, I'm going to apologize to Sarkisian and Quinn Ewers for even insinuating that Arch Manning should play in front of Quinn Ewers.
Absolutely not.
He's not good. And again, because he's Manning, people think he's going to be great. He's still his first year starting.
Yeah.
Is he a sophomore?
I'm not sure.
I don't know if he's a true sophomore, redshirt sophomore, but like the guy
Maybe
has to
redshirt
grow,
sophomore.
and he still could be good. Again, I don't want to dog him. He could be very good, but right now he's not good. Dylan
He's
is
just
head and
not.
toes ahead of him.
Yeah.
Yes, more playing experience, but like Texas, don't blame what's around Texas because they had the talent. It's the quarterback they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we don't need to talk about Texas. Again, Coach Eckler, happy belated. Yesterday was his birthday. And our special teams, here's what won the game. Our special teams and our defense won that
Big
game.
time.
And then in the fourth quarter, our offense stepped up. Our line protection and our holes got better in the run game in the fourth quarter. And then our special teams was amazing. Our defense was amazing. What did
And
we have?
Emmett
Did we have
Johnson's
2 or 3 picks?
Emmett Johnson's a dog. We had two picks and a fumble recovery. I mean, unfortunately, like, we just can't give this guy the ball that much. And I know that Dana said, "Oh, you're gonna see something you haven't seen." As I don't know. Texans beating the Ravens 30-3. Without Lamar.
Lamar, yeah. Who's their quarterback right now?
I don't even know. Cooper Rush. It's actually 11-14, but one pick.
He was a solid backup for the Cowboys.
He was.
Good. All right, so when you talk about the RB2, so
Yeah, sorry about that.
I don't, sorry, we lost connection there for a second. When you look at RB2, I don't know who is RB2? Is it Mosey?
I guess what I was getting at, Emmett was great. I mean, he had 3 touchdowns,
Yeah.
3 rushing touchdowns. But
23
yeah,
yard
I mean,
run,
we can't have him have this many touches in back to back Big Ten games. He's not going to make it. We got to have somebody else.
Well, I think he should get 20 to 25 touches a game.
I mean, I
Ideally.
suppose it's just that's a
even
lot.
then,
He's
even
going to be
then-
really banged up
But
come
even
down the
then,
stretch.
you can't be passing it 45 to 50 times a game either. So
That's true.
Like if we get enough plays on offense, you think about it, 25 rushes for him, you give about 10 to another guy, 10 to 15 for another guy. So you're going to be able to mix in some different plays. The problem is we have very capable running back depth that we're not even mixing in the game. We get Mekhi Nelson in there on first down. He runs it for 11 yards. What do we do after that? Pass.
Yeah.
And then we have a horrible run up the middle, then pass. And then it's fourth down, we turn the ball over. Those are the things we can't do on offense if we want to be a successful Big Ten team. You can't run the ball for 11 yards and then just completely abandon it and think that, things are going to work out in the pass game. Well, you can't get down in the red zone and have 3 pass plays when, again,
Agreed.
Dylan Raiola in 2 years, and you can roll the tape, but I'd be shocked if he had a single pass to the corner of the end zone that was actually completed and not dropped by a receiver or defended. I don't think he can hit that pass.
Maybe Dane Key in the Akron game or something. That'd be about it.
Maybe, but to the true corner of the end zone, I think he had one. Hunter had a really good catch in the second or third.
Yeah, I mean,
But outside of that,
against better competition,
he doesn't.
It doesn't work.
He doesn't know how to throw up a jump ball. He doesn't let his guys fight for it. He either overthrows it or he zips it in there, and it's just not a good pass. So, he's not a guy that's going to have that touch to the corner of the end zone. You can throw him maybe to the front pylon, back shoulder. He doesn't do that either. We don't make those calls. We don't do a QB rollout and get the tight end in the play or the running back in the play. Those are 95% success rate inside the 10-yard line, and we never do it. But we continue to call Dylan Raiola, throw him to the corner of the end zone, and 0 success. And that drives me insane. Run the frickin' ball when you're inside the 10-yard line. Run the ball.
We just can't get a push. I mean, I think we tried against some inferior opponents and still couldn't even do it. So I don't know if they're just okay, let's put it in our best players' hands.
But get creative in the run game.
Yeah.
Our run game in the red zone is run up the middle.
Yeah.
That's not. If it's not, that hasn't been there much this year at all. And when it is, it's successful. But in the red zone, we're 90th in FBS in scoring. We're 50% or 58% in the red zone. 90th in FBS. That's horrible. We cannot continue to do that and be successful down the road.
You got to have a Barney come across. And I mean, I know that we did that a little bit early on last year, and then teams caught on to that. But you got to mix it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too predictable. It's not good enough. It's not going to be good enough to win some games down the stretch. We are going to need that to win some games down the stretch.
Yeah. Give me a fullback in there. Give me a 2 tight end set. Again, we're not doing that either. Give me the diamond formation. Give me something in the backfield and on the line to throw off the defense, because the defense knows what we're going to do. We are not disguising anything on offense in the red zone, and they know we're not successful, so they're going to bring pressure, and we have zero. We have nothing to combat.
I mean,
that.
the Harburg handoff to Dylan to handoff to Emmett.
Yeah.
That is kind of what you're talking about.
Yes.
That was great. We've tried a few things that I think maybe we've gotten a little bit too cute on, or maybe too predictable on.
Yeah.
Trying to give it to Harburg to go up the middle. I mean, that's predictable, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the answer is, but we got to figure it out.
Well, and that's the thing. You bring
I think
Harburg
it might
in
be
there,
the O-line is the problem, though.
but you bring in Harburg or Latif, and Harburg's taking the snap. You're thinking that he's going to run the ball.
Yeah.
Why would you not? He was our quarterback last year. He's a good runner, or 2 years ago. Why would he not be running the ball? So your initial thought. So you immediately throw them off by doing that, whether Dylan's in the game or not. Dylan didn't even need to be in the game.
No.
You could have 2 running backs and still ran that same play. So, but I think throwing him in there to catch the ball, they're thinking, all right, this Dylan out there, he's just a little decoy. Harburg's going to run the ball. That's what they thought. And guess what? We fooled them. You could do that with 2 running backs in the game. You could still do a 2 tight end set. You could do Latif in there. Like, you could do so many different things with our offense, and I just don't think we're creative enough. And in yesterday's game, we weren't having success on offense to where we needed to get creative, and we didn't do anything fancy, and it wasn't even fancy. We just opened more holes in the fourth quarter. It just took 3 quarters to be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, the throw to Barney on 3rd and 10 with a few minutes left in the third quarter was really the turning point. I mean, before that, you're talking Singleton got 2 interceptions back-to-back on their side of the field, and we come away with 0 points.
Yeah.
That can't happen against a team like that.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on Michigan State. They were maybe a little better than I thought, or we didn't play that well. But you play a team like USC, they're going to score. You play a team like Iowa, they're going to turn the ball over on you. I mean, Minnesota
They might not
even.
score, but
I mean, Minnesota, I guess, got rolled up by Ohio State yesterday, but that's just another game that it just feels like it'll be that same way. So we got to figure some different things out. We've been really good on offense, and they kind of got a wake-up call yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Like, you guys think that you're pretty good? You know what? You're not as good as you think you are. You need to figure it out.
Yep. Yeah, Singleton, a couple interceptions. We didn't capitalize on those, and that's where we got to be able to get points. But Barney, man, again, special teams. Barney had 81 return yards.
Had a touchdown, but they called it back. Thought it was kind of a weak call.
Yeah.
Just like the Sierra Wright
Yeah.
PI
Jeez
that led to their
Louise.
touchdown. That
That
was
was
like
a
the weakest
really-
call of the season.
And I had a couple people get on the defense about that one, and I'm like, if you actually watch it and watch that replay, he touched the guy's hip. He never grabbed him. And the guy went down like he got shot in the back of the leg. Like, that was a horrible acting job, actually. The ref fell for it, though. So,
Yeah.
But I don't know what the refs really saw there, except for the guy go down.
I mean, same thing with the ref being 5 feet away from Dylan, getting his face ripped off,
Yeah.
and they didn't call
They
it.
didn't call anything like that. When the quarterback's helmet comes off, and you could clearly see the guy's hands up by his face, that gets called 99.9% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the 0.1% of the time it didn't get called was yesterday. Like, that was a very obvious penalty that didn't get called. That was really infuriating too, because we weren't playing great at that point, but that also gives us a first down, extends the drive. It was kind of funny. I thought it was funny. I think it was in the first quarter maybe, where we had a completion to Lindemeyer, and they called what did they call on that play? They called something against
They called
Michigan
defensive
State.
holding.
Yeah, defensive holding. But we didn't take the pass, which was also a first down. We didn't take the yards on the pass. We actually took the penalty when I thought we got maybe more yards on the pass.
Oh, I guess I'd have to see exactly.
We had like 11 or 12 yards. It was
It
a
must
first
have
down.
been pretty close. I thought
maybe
it
they
was like
said-
3rd and 5 or whatever. I thought we needed like 5 or 6.
Oh,
and
no.
he just got a yard, maybe past the
No,
first.
it was like an 11, 12-yard pass.
Oh, okay.
But like,
have to
I was
go
like,
back and
why
check
didn't we
again.
take the yards there? But I was kind of I was watching a little bit of that Michigan game, and I thought, man, Underwood's like 4 for 8 for
Underwood's-
55 yards in the first half.
he
I'm like,
can-
that's horrible.
he
And then
can
Dylan
run.
was like 3 for 5
For 16 yards.
16 yards in the first half. And I'm like,
Unbelievable.
this is unbelievable.
I couldn't believe that.
So
Even until he had that pass to Barney, he still only had, and I mean that pass and then the Hunter touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was most of Dylan's yards. I mean, he really didn't have much yesterday.
Yeah, and Casey, good point. Our defense did not get any holding calls on us either. That were pretty obvious. In some of those
I
situations.
saw a couple still shots that were pretty brutal.
But I will say, outside of some of the reffing, our team just didn't play well enough. But we should have blown. To me, I think we should have blown away Michigan State. Childs was not. He's not a good quarterback.
I thought going in that he was better than at least he looked yesterday.
They talked him up.
Their
He
other
was-
quarterback was better.
He was 9 of 23 for 85. 9 of 23 for 85 yards and 2 interceptions. That is awful.
He had 2 rushing touchdowns,
And he had
but still.
only 23 yards rushing.
'cause
13
of
of
sacks,
23.
but-
His longest rush yard was 16 yards. That was
And that was a touchdown,
but like,
yeah.
he's not a good quarterback. But I heard a lot of talk about him prior to the game.
That he was good.
Not even just before Nebraska. Like during the season, like he's a really good quarterback. This and that. And I'm like, he played pretty good against USC. Which makes you question, how good is USC? Because
USC's defense is not good, but they can score.
Yeah,
So that could be a shootout type of game.
Yeah, was pretty decent.
He's really good.
So Childs was not good, but what was
No.
really funny too. Another complaint I have about yesterday, because we like talking about complaints too, was the announcers.
Oh my gosh!
Did-
Even watching the highlights
Did
before.
you guys know we have a 2-time All Big Ten punter in his first year with Nebraska, but he's a 2-time All Big Ten punter already? Did you know that?
I did not.
Did you also know when the score is 38-27, if you scored the 2-point conversion, you're only down by 8? Math is not. You're down by 9.
No,
still.
they were brutal. I saw people saying it. I even said it during the game, and then people, I was seeing comments, and then watching the highlights, like they were butchering people's names. They weren't even saying the right yard down and
Well, I
down
mentioned
in yardage is wild.
Mackay Nelson, his 11-yard run. They said Mosey. I'm like, that's not Mosey. That's Mackay Nelson. Like,
When Carter Nelson got the touchdown on the block
the
punt,
wrong
they said the name. No, they didn't even say that. They said, I don't know if they said that whoever blocked it, but they said the wrong name for everybody.
yeah. But then they said, oh, there's another Nelson who's a DB, and I'm like, I don't know if that's true, but 29 is Carter Nelson. Like, it was very clear. Which awesome, Carter Nelson gets a touchdown there. Great.
He
block.
looks huge when
He's ginormous.
yeah. We got to get him involved.
But then, no. But then, how do you
kicking.
sit there as an announcer and just you said Dane Key has been a disappointment because he hasn't produced for Nebraska like they hoped he would.
He has been pretty solid. He didn't
He didn't do anything.
He was
yesterday.
pretty quiet yesterday, but he's been pretty solid.
But he can only be as productive as his quarterback.
Exactly.
So you got to get him the ball, and depending on what the offense is calling, his routes. Like, what are his routes?
And honestly, right now, Barney's the best receiver. He's one of our best players. But he, last year we really just got him on those end arounds and, plays like that. But he's getting open.
Yeah.
He's going up and catching Hail Marys at the end of the half 2 weeks ago. He is getting open. He's a dog.
yeah.
Freaking love that guy.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he didn't go to Miami.
100%. I think our offense is still very capable of doing way more than what we did yesterday. We still put up 38 points. So, you got to take that away.
It's one of those things, like, did we try too much change in the bye week? Did we try to change the offensive line and change so many different things that it threw everybody off? I don't know. It's I'm not even saying that I think that.
Just an observation.
I'm just throwing
I
it
get
out
it.
there. I don't know what changed because the offense was clicking, and for 2 quarters, if not longer, it was not yesterday
and-
in a game that they should have been.
And again, it's like you talk about change. I don't know how much needed to actually change because even against Michigan, again, it was a dogfight. It's a game you expected. You were hoping for a win and thinking, yeah, we could win this game. Absolutely. But we knew it was going to be a dogfight, and it was. Michigan State should not have been a dogfight. It never should have taken us to the fourth quarter to pull away in that game. And so I think you got to look at the offense and figure out, yes, if we did we make too many adjustments or try to do too many things differently, or like what did we do leading up to that game to make us think that hey, what do we need to change now before we go into our next game? Because
On the road at Maryland, we better play a heck of a lot better than we did yesterday.
Maryland's playing good football, so
They were up 20-0 to Washington and they lost 24-20.
yeah, but they're still playing good football. So
They
we
are.
have to be well prepared going to Maryland. First road game, true road game, going to Maryland in the Big Ten this year. So, and then we got another road game the following week. So
On a short week, so we got to get it together pretty quick.
Really have to do well next week and then be prepared and understand, okay, if I'm in this situation, what do I do? Dylan's got to be able to be more creative in the pocket. The problem is the pocket starts to fold.
And he can't move. He can't move.
He doesn't move. And one of the times yesterday, he ran backwards. He ran the opposite way. Like, you can't run away from the line. If nothing else, just drop if you're going to get sacked.
Yeah.
But he ran away from. It's like, what are we doing? So those kind of things drove me nuts. I just think he's got to do better. Again, he's not a bad quarterback, but yesterday was a really bad game for him.
Yeah, that was. I can't say it was maybe his worst performance since he's gotten here, but I don't know. I'd have to go back to look at a few of those games from last year because I know he struggled down the stretch. But he, I don't know. That's why like I said, I text everybody. Like, I don't know. We need a spark. Like, put Latif in and just let him run.
Yeah.
Because there was alleys. It looked like Latif could have looked like Bryce Underwood last week or 2 weeks ago against us. in that game yesterday.
Well, yeah, there was a couple times where he ended up throwing the ball after kind of running forward out of the pocket. It's like, man, you had like 15 yards to go, and no one was watching because no one's spying him. No one's spying Dylan Raiola. They know he can't run. So if I bring pressure on him, we have a good chance to either get a sack or an incompletion, because if he doesn't get the ball out of his hand, which is why I said you got to run short routes. Give me a 4, 5, 6 yard route. You don't need to run 30. That's the problem.
They could have just thrown to Emmett.
Yeah.
Like, just get Emmett out of the backfield in space. Yeah. I mean.
Yep. We don't have a check down guy, and when we do, he's not hitting him. And then again, we're not using our tight ends. Harburg and Lindemeyer should be catching the ball a lot more. And how many? I think every year for the last 10 years I've been saying this. Tight ends do not get enough love in our game. And if we truly use our tight ends, they'd be pro-caliber tight ends. But we don't use them.
Yeah.
We don't throw to them enough. And when we do, it's great. It's 11, 12, 13-yard gains. But we're not using them. And so we could do a lot more on the offensive side of the ball than I think we're doing. Again, maybe I'm overhyping our offense, but I feel like our offense is very talented. I feel like we are not setting them up for success because we are trying to do too much downfield throwing instead of short
Well,
routes.
and what's funny was there was a quote from Dana this week where he said, we overcomplicated things against Michigan, and that's not going to happen again. And it was almost like worse.
Yeah. Maybe he tried to oversimplify things by
Maybe.
just, hey, we're just going to do routes, and here are your routes, you're downfield.
And just, from watching tape, that he was like, this is going to work, this is going to work,
Yep.
this is going to work. And maybe they changed some things up. They had a bye week last week, too.
Yeah.
And, for a good half of that game, maybe second and third quarter, it looked like their coaches had done a better job kind of scouting during the bye week than we did.
Yeah, and it should not have taken us a full 3 quarters to then come out and make a few adjustments. And
Not after going up 14-0 and then
Yeah.
end up going down 21-14.
And I
That was
think-
brutal.
Again, I think Dana, is a good offense coordinator, but I was unhappy with the lack of adjustments made in that game. And again, if you're watching the game and you're thinking, okay, Dylan's not able to get the ball out of his hand because our routes are taking too long, you got to make an adjustment off and say, all right, like, we got to get the ball out of his hand 2-3 seconds. And we didn't make that adjustment.
Well, and
just didn't.
I don't want to touch on it very long. I know I texted you guys about this. I texted a couple other people, but don't try to be Patrick Mahomes. Don't try to underhand it to somebody. Just play football.
Yeah.
Just be normal, please. Like it's overdone. I'm over it. I just had to make a quick statement. Don't do that. Just be done with it.
But it was funny because there was a couple other games where I was watching, flipping back and forth, and there was a couple throws I saw. They're like, not Nebraska, and they're like, oh, watch this little Patrick Mahomes sidearm. I'm like, anybody throws a sidearm pass, it's not a Patrick Mahomes pass. It's just a pass. A quarterback does it.
But
Bill,
Dylan going like a scoop
I
underhand,
didn't
trying
see
to go
that.
under the guy's arm, and the guy just knocked it down. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't.
Like, you're
Sometimes
better
it
than that.
is.
You're better than that.
Let's switch the focus back to our defense. Talk about a guy who has been injured for a couple weeks. Buda Wright. Javin came out yesterday.
He jumped over that dude.
That sack was incredible.
That was on the
Jumped
first
over
drive,
the
yeah.
running back with a big sack. I mean, that was huge.
That was a good way to start the game. Get the crowd into it,
Huge.
and that was how. I mean, that literally probably jumped us into
Yeah.
that momentum to get us up 14 to start the game.
Yeah, Buda had 10 total tackles with 4 solos, 3.5 tackles for a loss. I mean, that's
They said
incredible.
half a sack, but that was his sack.
He didn't pull him down, but he gets a half sack. But he had 3.5 total tackles for a loss. We had 12 tackles for a loss on defense. That's huge.
I tell you what, Williams in the area too. He
Williams had a great game.
he's really starting to come alive.
Deshaun Singleton. I mean,
Cam
Donovan
Leonard.
Jones. Donovan Jones. We know he's pretty Vincent Shavers, but Donovan Jones also missed a lot of tackles yesterday. He let guys deke him where he could have had tackles behind the line of scrimmage or right where they were caught instead of getting a first down. He wasn't very good in coverage. He looked kind of lost out there, if you ask me. But
There
didn't
was
have
a few
terrible
times.
game. But there was times early in the game, especially in the first few quarters, where I'm like, what? Where is he going? Like I was like, who's number 37? I was like, oh yeah, it's Donovan Jones. He just did. He looked lost out there a little bit. I was kind of surprised by that, but. I think overall, again, you get 12 tackles for a loss, you better win that darn game. Your defense did everything they needed to do to set your offense up for success, and our offense just did not do what they needed to do.
Yeah, and just kind of rewatching things. There was a couple drives in there, when Michigan State tied the game and took the lead. Where, you know, in probably a normal, not necessarily normal game, but they kind of knew that our offense was spinning their tires, and so they kept going for it. I mean, they went for it on fourth down like I don't know how many times,
Well,
a bunch of times, and they kept getting it.
3 for 3.
Yeah, I mean, they kept getting it. I mean, it was, you know, the 3rd and 4s to 3rd and 6. They were getting those.
Yep.
If not, they were going for it on 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and 5, and they were getting them. And so our defense, they did play well. There was a couple drives where they kind of wore us down, and I hope that teams don't, you know, kind of watch that film and say this is what we need to do to a team like that. But they really did play well. Couple drives, like I said, that they weren't at their best, but overall, you know, you get 3 turnovers, 12 tackles for loss, is that what you said? 4 sacks. I mean,
Well, I think too. I think you look at, you know, you're exhausted already, especially if they go for a longer drive. Then our offense goes out and goes 3 and out. Like, yeah, they're going to be a little tired coming out there. So you can see they're a little worn down in some of those plays. But
and they did give up a passing touchdown, the first passing touchdown of the season. That was a bummer.
But that's all right. I mean, I think our team has a lot of talent, has a lot of things that they can improve on still. To Joel's question, Caleb Benning, he hasn't played much. I think he's a number 2 on D. So I think it's going to be kind of tough for him to get ahead of some of the guys that are ahead of him. But I do think we'll see him more this year. He's not going to be in the starting role yet. I think next year's where we'll see him really get on the field more. But I have heard a lot of good things about Caleb Benning.
There's just too many guys, I think, that are that good in those spots that he just hasn't gotten there yet. D-line was bit improved.
Yeah.
I mean, our run defense was. I mean, if you're talking spent time during the bye week to fix something, that got fixed.
Not only that, but again, we run a 3-5. So, which can be, if you're not changing things up, it can be a little difficult. And especially if you're only rushing 3 guys. But our D-line absolutely was improved. But I also think Butler did a good job mixing things up with our packages to ensure that not only are we bringing 3, but we're bringing 4, bringing 5. We're getting more pressure on the quarterback and doing what we need to do to ensure that Michigan State doesn't get on the run. Because I think that's where Childs really can be dangerous, is in the run game more the pass game. But we didn't let them get away with getting runs that they shouldn't be getting and yards they shouldn't be getting. They earned their yards. We also earned our defensive status in that game to ensure that they didn't get more than what they should have.
And I kind of take it back a little bit of what I said before, about those couple drives that they had. I mean, we were getting pressure. We were bringing more bodies. We were mixing things up. We weren't just letting them run it at us and getting a first down.
Yep.
We were, tackle for loss, and then, they sneak by on a 3rd and 6 and get 7 yards for a first down.
Childs also did a really good job scrambling.
He does.
Quite a bit.
That's the best part of his game.
He scrambled out of the pocket, which again,
because he could not throw
which is
very well.
what we weren't getting from Dylan. If we could have like a Childs-style quarterback who can scramble out of the pocket, like Latif or Childs, like that's what Childs did to get away from the pressure. And so he was able to avoid probably another 3, 4, 5 sacks in that game yesterday.
Oh, big time. I mean, the first touchdown run he had, I mean, I don't remember who it was, came flying off the edge, and he kind of just stepped and turned around and got around him, and then we didn't have, that was our DN. We had no contain there, so he ended up, boop, 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 and got in. But, no, we brought a lot more pressure. I liked our defensive game plan.
Well, and I did mention in that first the touchdown pass to their tight end with the backup quarterback in, I said right before that, I said sell out on the run.
Yeah,
sell out on the run. Make sure you cover the receivers, but sell out on the run, and we did.
That's the thing.
We sold out on the run. And I'm like,
make them throw it.
But I like that. I like that aggressiveness down there because
don't let them just walk it in.
Yeah, I'd rather have a defense put pressure and give a chance to get a stop behind the line from the 1 yard line. But if they get a throw in, a tight end throw, whatever, it is what it is. And that's what they did, and it was a good play, and they drew it up just fine. So. And
our games with Michigan State, they always seem to be like that, right?
Yeah.
Like they're always good games. I mean, even when they were playoff bound in the 4-team playoff, and we beat them when we were terrible.
Yep.
These games are always pretty fun, and I know we were 11.5, 12.5 point favorites, whatever. We went by 11.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever. Take it.
bet the over. We hit the over. It was like 44.5. But and you mentioned the playoffs. So it's interesting. I saw someone post yesterday on social media. They said if there's ever a year to go back to the 14 playoff, this year. I'm like, you can't go back and forth.
It's way too wide open. That makes the playoffs going to be great because
But guess
of that.
what? That's probably somebody who also wanted 12 teams. They're saying, we need 12 teams. And now they're saying, there's only 4 good teams. You can't. That's not how it is. You wanted 12, you got 12, buddy.
That's not true. There's just so much more parity across the sport of college football because the talent is so much more dispersed.
Yep.
It's not the same 8 teams.
Yes.
And only 4 make it. Now it's, honestly, one of the best teams I've seen. And yes, they struggled against Iowa, but Indiana is one of the best teams. Miami, really good. Ohio State's good, but they still have a freshman quarterback. I don't know. We can keep go down the line if you want, but
Yeah.
Oregon, yeah, sure, they look pretty good. Beat Penn State, but then Penn State turns around and loses to UCLA. I know they had a bit of a hangover after that Oregon game, but I don't know.
They played at home. They didn't play on the road. I'm not buying the hangover.
Yeah.
You can't.
I know
you
that
cannot go and lose
Franklin said, the travel, they had to go all the way. So what? Everybody they
travels.
do that in the NFL too.
Yeah, everybody travels. So
They do that in every sport.
So here's the thing: UCLA is 0-4 before that game, and
never led.
And Penn State never led that game. That's the first time that an 0-4 team has ever beat a team in the top 10 since like 1916. It was like the stat was incredible. And I sent a couple of funny pictures of James Franklin trying to hold on to the plane on the way back to back to Penn State.
So I said he might be done, but
I don't. And I asked this question early in the season between Dabo and Franklin, is one of those guys going to be fired? Between the two, Franklin might be the one guy that goes before Dabo does. I don't know.
It's a different sport these days.
And Clemson whoops up on North Carolina.
Oh, Belichick is really regretting taking that job, I'm sure.
He's so old. How could you even be into it? I know you never lose your love for the game, but why would you want to go coach college kids when you got a girlfriend that's barely older than they are?
I don't know.
I don't understand his motive. They must have. I don't know what they paid him, but it was.
They are regretting it though.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you see the crowd at half? It was empty in there after half.
Yeah.
And did you see UCLA storm the field with their 17 fans?
With their 17. Hey, it was 18. 18 fans. I think.
We play out there too, and we better win.
Yeah. I think around the country, you're seeing more parity in the game because you're seeing players getting paid, and you're going to see that disbursement more widely spread across. So if there's one good thing about it is college football, you're not going to have the same teams all the time. Bama beat Vandy yesterday, which I normally don't cheer for Bama, but
I actually cheered for them. I put 10 points on our league.
I just wanted
on our
somebody to
Pick'em league because
shut them up.
Why would you talk shit all summer because you beat Bama last year? Dude, they are going to destroy you.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're not as good as they usually are. They're going to. And
having your role model and the guy that is your mentor is Johnny Manziel. I'm sorry, that's not a really good choice in a mentor.
It's a bad life choice, my man.
It's maybe not the best life choice.
One thing before you start getting to some of these. We will get there, I guess.
Yes.
Let's just wait. Just
where we
go
going?
down the line. Oh, I just didn't know if you were going. Really, what I wanted to start talking about here is, can we start giving Nebraska credit for that win against Cincinnati? Everybody said, "Oh, you're gonna lose. You guys are gonna lose to Cincinnati," and then we didn't. But we won 20-17. Didn't look great, but we pulled it out. And then, oh, you only beat them. They're not very good. They haven't lost. Their quarterback's a stud. They should have destroyed Iowa State yesterday. They were. It was 31-7 at one point.
But they still beat them.
They beat them.
They beat top 15 team.
Sorsby's still, and I saw he's top 5 Heisman candidate now.
Their run game.
And he ran good against us, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Their run game's insane.
Their run game, not just him, he runs well, but their
running back. Did you see him pop 14 twice from
No.
Iowa State?
No.
Oh, man, you got to look it up. He popped, I don't know if he's a safety or what, but he popped him. And then you have to look it up. Will Compton posted something. He's like, all right, when you do this twice, he's your daddy.
He's your daddy.
He just blew the guy up. But he runs hard, man. I'm kind of shocked we won that game.
They
to
had
be honest.
264 yards rushing yesterday against Iowa State. 264 yards, 111, 89, and 64. And
I know those
214 pass
throwing
yards.
numbers don't look great, but
But they didn't
he's
have to.
good. They didn't have to.
He still
either.
ate 13 and 25 and 2 TDs for 214 yards. Heck yeah, that's less than 50%, but it's still, dude, you still had 2 TDs.
Both those running backs are good too, Pryor and Walker.
That's
I remember
insane.
them saying that. I remember listening to Damon Benning before that first week, and he was like, they got a 1-2 punch at running back, plus their quarterback can run. Like, we're going to really have to contain on defense. We're really going to, and, you know, we didn't that well, but we still won.
Yeah.
And now they say Cincinnati is,
No.
Cincinnati is one spot out of the top 25, which is cool. That's great. I've been cheering for them every week to keep winning. Child, please. I've been cheering for them to keep winning, but there's no way that they are ahead of us. Yeah, they beat a ranked team, but we beat them, and we have the same record.
Patrick.
Just saying.
Sit.
Sorry, Matt's about to lay the smack down.
Kids are about to get suplexed into a table.
Yes. Some WWE coming here to backswing.
So, I just think Cincinnati they could win the Big 12.
They certainly could.
They
I mean, the
absolutely
Big 12's going to end up beating each other up. I mean, BYU's really good.
TCU took care of Colorado yesterday. They're
Thankfully.
2-4. Which is
And I
hilarious.
sent that pick. Colorado still doesn't have a Power 4 win.
Nah. We got.
Neither does Penn State or Texas.
In Michigan yesterday, they didn't really play that great against Wisconsin. It was
No.
10-7 at half. They scored 2 more touchdowns in the game. Their defense is going to win them games this year. It's not going to be their offense.
They're not going to beat Ohio State this year.
No.
I know it's a rival game, and they've beaten them the
I would
last
still
few
love it.
years. Yeah, it would be great, but they are not. Ohio State is going to make sure that Bryce Underwood does not run, and he can't throw.
Yeah, no,
So-
I agree. Cincinnati never trailed.
It really should have been a lot worse. But
we control our own destiny here. We have to. Someone said this morning, I can't remember who it was, what his name is, but he said, "Hey, we'll be lucky to go 8-4." I said, "Hey, there's still a 9-3 shoot. There's still a 10-2 chance." Penn State lost to UCLA.
Yep.
I don't see them as a definite loss anymore. I don't even care that we're going to Penn State. Yes, they play better at home probably than they do on the road, but
Right.
I mean, we still have a chance to improve. We could still have one loss going into that game.
And they might have another loss or two and might, not even be a contender for the playoffs at that point. I mean, I saw a lot of people saying, like, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, and I can't remember who else it was. They were like, those teams
Eliminated.
are eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I mean, maybe Notre Dame. I mean, they have 2 losses, but Miami and Texas A&M are 2 really good teams, and they lost by 1 and 3. So it's hard to say at this point for them, especially because that was their first 2 games of the season. If they go 10-2, they don't have a conference championship game, so that could hurt them, but that could actually help them because somebody in that spot could be in contention or be right there and lose their conference championship game. You just never know.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think you look at the SEC. You got A&M playing pretty well.
Oklahoma's playing pretty well.
Again, the Big 12 is a toss-up. You got Tech playing well. You got TCU
Texas
playing
Tech,
well.
actually.
BYU playing well, and Cincinnati. I mean, those all they're all in play for the Big 12. In the Big 10 right now, you can say Ohio State's a shoo-in, but anything can happen.
And
Anything
Oregon.
can happen in the Big 10. Oregon, between those
Indiana. I mean,
two. Illinois is playing really well too.
I don't know how people say that the NFL is a better sport than college football because there's just so much fun every week. Like I saw a post that was like,
I mean, this is fun because the Cowboys are up 30-3 on the Jets, and guess who lost to the Jets? The Packers.
No, it's funny because I saw a thing that said, oh, this was supposed to be a boring week, and number whatever Penn State lost, number whatever all these teams that lost. Texas lost, and
Yep.
and you know, all this, and it's like it's just chaos every week, and I love it. And it's like, yeah, and it's more fun when, you know, your team's 4-1 and our one loss is to a 15th ranked team by 3 points.
Yeah.
So we haven't really been able to enjoy that part of it for a few
100%.
years.
Yeah.
But last year we kind of did. We were 5-1 at one point, but it's so fun. I mean, anything can happen every week. Penn State can go and not even lead for a second against UCLA.
Yes. Down 27.
Anything can happen.
And Casey, Drew Aylar, like, again, hey, he's going to come back to college. He wants to be a first-round pick. I mean, what is showing you, even in the prior games, that he's a first-round pick? I mean, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a first-round Drew Aylar yet. I didn't see it last year either.
I think he was better last year.
I love Donnie's attitude that Penn State is absolutely beatable. Again, we could totally go 10-2, and if we go 10-2.
What do you mean 10-2? What about 11-1?
Hey, if we go 11-1, 10-2, whatever, and we beat Penn State, that would be kind of funny. Penn State could go after Rule. Jake, you never know. I've heard that rumor that if Franklin goes,
They got rid of Franklin, because he did go to Penn State.
I just don't know if Rule leaves yet. I don't know.
He went to Penn State, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't know if that would happen. I mean, you never know.
You know, he doesn't really seem like that type to me. He just like he didn't need to come back. He could have sat on his couch and made $35 million or whatever it was. He didn't need to come back to coaching.
Sometimes there's something about going to your alma mater, but he'd also know he's going over to a very you think Nebraska's high expectations. Talk about Penn State, who's been on the brink of winning the Big Ten.
Not only that,
of doing great things and winning. You know, hey, you're expected to win a championship. Nebraska's not expected to win a championship. Nebraska's not expected to win the Big Ten. They're expected to go to a bowl game.
Well, and not only that, but Franklin has been really good. He just can't win the big games. I mean, that was kind of how Bo Pelini was.
It was Bo Pelini's problem.
And not only that, but he would get blown out in the big game.
Yep.
Franklin, you know, they're double OT against Oregon and losing. I mean, that's brutal. But is it better or worse than getting into that spot with Pelini and just getting waxed?
Yep.
But I don't know. I don't see that happening, but I think Rule's in it for the long haul, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think he likes where he's at. Our schedule is absolutely winnable, Donnie. I think
Exactly.
We talked about it earlier in the year. I said, you know, our challengers are going to be Michigan, Iowa, Minnesota, Penn State. Those 4 games are the games that are questionable on my schedule, even though I thought we'd win one between Minnesota and Iowa, and we lose to Michigan and Penn State. So far we lost to Michigan. Now knowing what Minnesota's doing, I think Minnesota, even on the road. But again, it comes down to the trenches. I know that. But I still think we win that game. So I'm changing my mind on that one for sure. Okay. Iowa is still the question mark to me. But yeah, we'll see.
Mine was Penn State, Minnesota, and USC. And USC is going to be a shootout of a game. So I still think that one is.
I think USC is going to be tougher than I originally was thinking in the beginning of the year. But we play them at home, right?
We do.
Hopefully we get a little bit of step up from the fans.
We're going to be wearing black jerseys. Maybe it'll be a night game. I don't know. I really hope it's not like an 11 o'clock game. We need to win some games. They need to win some games, so we can make that like a top 25 matchup or something.
No, I think we have every opportunity to make some corrections from what we did yesterday. We started off strong, and then we kind of flatlined. And how do we not flatline after we go up 14-0 on a team with a great offensive drive, a great pump block for a touchdown,
a couple great defensive drives at that point? We
get turnovers and we don't capitalize on their turnover. Like, we can't do that. We were 100% on field goals, 1 for 1 yesterday. Fantastic. Like, our special teams, I don't worry when it comes to our punt game, our special teams right now. That's the last of my worries. My only concern right now is our offense.
And, you know, Archie obviously didn't have his best game because, for one, he hasn't punted that much this year, but he's really good. But with those wins, I mean, he had, like an 18-yard punt? Yeah, because of that wind. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we said it before, but maybe that wind was that much of a factor. Maybe that's why I kept saying put Latif in to just try to run the ball.
Yeah. Well, he also
I don't think that type of game for Dylan is going to happen.
He
again
also
with that.
pinned them inside the
Oh,
20 twice.
big time.
So he had two.
He
really
did have a
good
couple
punts.
really good punts.
Even with or without the wind, he had 46 for a long and 4 punts for 120 yards. So yeah, I mean he still didn't have punt bad. And so again, I wasn't worried. Even with our punt game, I was so confident in our defense that it was going to be okay. And so we got the win. The win matters. And that is what the takeaway is from yesterday. There were a lot of positives. There were a lot of things to work on and improve. They will watch film. Hopefully they'll make those changes. The offensive line, we see some improvement there. We come out a little stronger.
Yeah, I saw this thing that said, for a real culture change and a real program shift, you go from wherever you were at to, and which we were losing a lot of close games.
Yep.
1-score games, whatever, to, you still maybe lose some of those, but then maybe you win a couple. And, then you get to that bowl game. And then, now there's games that we all think that we should win, right? And that we should dominate in. But now we're figuring out a way to win those games.
Yes.
We figured out a way to beat Cincinnati. We would have lost that game over the last 10 years
10 out of 10 times.
10 out of 10 times.
Yep.
Yesterday, we go down, we probably would have lost that game half of the time, maybe 75% of the time over the last few years, once they took that lead.
Yep.
So we're getting there. We're not there yet, but we're getting there.
It's the small wins, the small things that make a difference that we haven't seen in a long time. And so take that for what you will. Think of that as a positive. Also understand that the Big Ten is still wide open. Ohio State's the team to beat in the Big Ten right now. Oregon's the team to beat in the Big Ten. Outside of those two teams, anybody can be number 3 right now.
Yep.
And why not us?
And why not us?
Why not us?
And
Again,
the way that college football is going this year, there's so much chaos, and we're not even halfway through the season yet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much that could happen. I mean,
It's fun.
we could do anything.
It's fun.
Anything could happen. I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited to watch anymore. Some of these last few years, it's been kind of tough to be like, all right, I don't really want to watch
here we
the
go
big
again.
game tonight we lost again today, We had another 1-score loss, which, it kind of felt that way 2 weeks ago again. But
Yeah.
it's fun when we're not ranked, whatever, but we're right there.
Yeah. And again, the rankings will take care of themselves if we continue to win. If we continue to win, Cincinnati continues to win, that helps us as well. But if we continue to win our games, we beat Maryland, and then we beat Minnesota, we're then 6-1. You bet your ass we're going to be ranked.
Oh, yeah.
We should be in the top 20 by that point. Because, yes, we go on the road, beat a good Maryland team. We go on the road, beat a crappy Minnesota team. But we lost by 3 to Michigan. That's our one and only loss.
And we
beat a
beat
Cincinnati team who,
that
by that time, if they're
keeps
still
winning.
undefeated, if they're still got one loss,
I'm really
they're 6-1.
curious to see that Cincinnati UCF game.
Is that next week?
I don't know if it's next week. I have to look it up.
It's coming
but
up, though.
It is coming up. I was very excited for that Cincinnati-Iowa State game. And I had to run around yesterday, and I got home in time to essentially watch Iowa State come back. But I still got to see Cincinnati win. And I almost had more anxiety in that game than I did, until Michigan State took the lead in our game. And then it hit. But, I don't know. I just love college football.
And I will say, yesterday, as upset that I was throughout some of the game, the first 3 quarters mainly, because I thought we should have been well in the lead by that point. Not even dominating, just 10-point lead throughout the game.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought we were going to lose that game.
I never did either.
I never thought we were going to lose it.
Even when they took the lead, I did maybe kick a baby gate in the house, but I fixed it and we're all good. But I still didn't really feel like that we were going to lose that game.
Yeah, I never thought.
There's so much time left.
There
Even
was a
though
lot
Dylan
of-
had like 16 yards passing.
There's a
at
lot
that
of
point.
frustration in the game for sure, but I never thought we were going to lose. For some reason, I just thought we're going to win. Casey almost turned his TV off, but that muff kickoff, again, like they gave us some opportunities too on special teams. But I actually ran to the store at
I know when
halftime,
you said that. Oh yeah.
and I missed the start of the third quarter. I missed actually them going up. which was maybe a good thing, but maybe that's why I didn't.
It
have
was
any
you.
anxiety.
You didn't kick a baby gate.
I didn't kick a baby gate on baby gate. I don't even have one. But anyways, I think that again, I never thought Nebraska's going to lose this game. For some reason, I just thought the whole time, we got this. We shouldn't lose, and we're not going to lose. And just that was how I felt, and I'm so glad that I felt that way.
That's a
ahead of time.
culture shift, right? Yeah. Our old mindset would have been, here we go again, here we go again, here we go again. I didn't feel that either. I was kind of like, we got plenty of time. So, doing something
Absolutely. So, anyways, I'm happy we won. Yeah, it's hard to win the Big Ten, no matter who you're playing. We won.
Anymore, it's hard to win. Yeah, it's hard to win every week.
Next week we got Maryland at Maryland. That's a Saturday game, right?
Yeah, it's at 2:30.
And then we play Minnesota.
Minnesota's a Friday.
At Minnesota on Friday night. I got a wedding. I'll be watching the game. Don't worry.
We will be taking the babes to Great Wolf Lodge.
There you go.
So we'll be watching at the hotel.
I maybe possibly might not have, but probably did kick a baby gate.
Sorry, that happened.
The wedding that I have to go to is my sister-in-law, and they made their wedding on Friday because the game was originally
On
Saturday.
Yeah.
And now she's really mad that it's on Friday. And I said, listen, it's fine. The people
Just
that
have
want
it
to
on
watch
there.
the game are going to watch the game. The people want to enjoy the wedding, they're going to enjoy the wedding. Either way, it's not about the people going to the wedding. It's
I wouldn't
about you
care
guys.
if people were watching the football game
I'll
at my
be watching
wedding.
the game, but congratulations.
I'd be watching the game
Yeah.
at my own wedding.
Well-
I wouldn't be getting married.
We'll make it work. Anyways, hey, I appreciate everyone joining in today. Casey, Donnie, Jake. Appreciate everybody commenting and enjoying the show. And again, we got a dub.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to be a downer either. Like, we won.
There were a lot of negatives, but we can fix
It
those
was.
negatives. We can improve.
Like I said, I was really kind of disappointed after the game was over, and then as I watched some highlights and kind of, read up on some things and watched some things, I was like, okay, we're fine, we're fine.
Jimmy takes a while to cool down. I'm just like, whatever. I got stuff to do. I gotta go.
I mean, I do have stuff to do, but it just makes me more tired than I already am. So.
There you go. Cheers to that. All right, guys. Hey, once again, I'm Matt.
I'm Jimmy.
We're Two Average Guys. Appreciate everybody.
Thanks for coming.
Hold on, before we go.
All right.
Casey broke a TV last year watching the Illinois game. I get it. I remember you telling
Yeah, I
us
remember that.
I have never broken a TV. I've never broken a
Dude, if
game
I broke a
controller,
TV,
a remote.
my wife would kill me if I broke the TV. She might leave me.
She might. Yeah, don't get that angry that you break a TV. But okay, here. Sorry, one more time. Cheers. I'm Matt. I'm Jimmy. Y'all have a good day and go Cowboys.
Go Bucks.
Come on, good game, everybody, yeah.
Pat, I think it's safe to say that all these fans came out here to watch a game of football.
John, ring commercial.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making conversation. Come on. Football!
Come a running, boys. Don't you hear the noise? Like the thunder in the sky. How it rolls along in a good old song from the sons of Nebraska. Now it's coming near with a rising cheer that'll sweep all foes away. So with all our vim, we're about to win, and we're going to win today. In the days of old, Johnny Vanderbilt would just take that ball